Hello everybody, today March the 25th and as always we're gonna tell the pen story. This pen story to change a lot of people's life and shed light into what something happened to our life and how we can create or manifest our dream life in a very certain way. So are you ready? Let's get started. What is this? It's a pen. What do we what do we use the pen for? To write. Now there's a dog inside the room. I'm gonna wave this in front. The dog, what does the dog do? The dog probably will sniff, lick at you, right? Does the dog see this one as a pen? No. So for the dog, this one is not a pen, but for the human, this one is a pen. So who is corrupt, the dog or the human? The answer is both are corrupt. For the dog, this one is a chewing toy, where for the human, this one is a pen to write. The dog is corrupt in the dog world, and the human is also corrupt in the human world. So that is our first lesson. Both are corrupt. Now let's imagine that there is a table in front of me. So I'm gonna put this thing on the table, and then both the dog and I will walk out the room. So inside the room there be no human, no dog. What does this thing become? It is still a pen or chewing toy. Oh, because almost nothing, and the ancient wisdom called this one as the emptiness. The emptiness is actually a very magical definition. As we understand the emptiness, we'll be able to achieve anything in our life. Just like Ishi Michael Roche applied the emptiness into his business and was able to build a business with a revenue $250 million a year. He's also able to help several refugees. So what is the emptiness? Why is that so magical? Let's go back to the page story, okay? So this daily collie on the table when there's no human, no dog, nothing to interact with. It come back to Tuesday, we call it the emptiness. So the emptiness is not darkness, it's not nothingness, it's not, no feeling, no thinking. The emptiness is just, it's there where it doesn't interact with anything. So indeed, we all possess the emptiness, right? You, me, the plant, the table, the pen, this thing, or anything, right? So we all set the answers. But then, in reality, let's see. So what is so magical about the emptiness? The magical things about the emptiness is that in reality we always, interact with something. So we always has the potential to become anything or anyone depending on who what is looking at us. So for this instant, okay, for the pen story. So this thing where there's no human, this is almost no human, no dog, it is almost nothing. But as soon as I go back into the room and I look at this becomes a pen. When the dog comes back to the room and the dog look at this becomes a chewing toy. And when both the dog and I comes back to the room at the very same time, we both look at this at the very same time. What does this thing becomes? It becomes two things. One thing for, pen for me and a chewing toy for the dog. So a single thing, okay? So it can become multiple things at the very same time, right? Depending on, who or what is looking at that. And then another important um feature of the potential is that even with the same thing, the same people, the same person, or the same thing that interact with it, but then with time this can change. Okay, so like for me, I can be I can be different things, different people, right? But then even with my daughter, I can be. At this moment, a dear mother, a very happy mother, taking her out to have fun, and then on the other aspect, I can be, a very grouchy mom who just keep pushing her to do this and that, right? So so different potential, different timeline, even if the same interaction with the same person. So that's what the potential is. And then that is the second lesson. Along with the others, we all have limitless potential. Now I see this as a pen. So does this pen coming from me? Yeah, does this pen coming from the thing itself? This pen is actually coming from me. Why am I so certain? Because if the thing is a pen, so the dog or anything in this entire universe will have to see it for what it is, which is a pen. But just the dog see this one as a pen? No. So this pen is actually coming from me. This pen is actually coming from my mind, and everything is actually coming from our mind. So that is our third lesson. Everything is actually coming from our mind. Now we all agree that this pen is coming from my mind, right? So I want to change my mind. I want to believe this one become a diamond. Okay, so please play with me. Diamond, diamond, diamond. Open my eyes. Still a pen. So what in my mind that forced me to see this as a pen but not a diamond? They all sit inside our mind that the ancient wisdom calls come up. When we see something, the seed inside our mind pop up, open up and cover this and made us see it for what had been planted only into our mind. So who planted those things into our mind? Only you can plant the seed into your mind. Only I can plant the seed into my mind. How can we do it? We do it by three ways: by our word, by our actions, by our thoughts, especially toward other people. So for instance, I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm gonna say that I have the pen. Would you like to have this pen? And when my friend say yes, please, I'd be so happy to give this to my friend with the hope that I can help my friend. So when I give this palm open up and both me and my friend will see it. And it's totally been marked in my mind. A couple days later, when I see this, I recognize this one as a pen, which means that the seed of the pen is already implanted into my mind. And I pop up, open up, and color this and made it see it for what had been planted only into our mind. And this is how a pen become a pen or anything around us become what I knew they are to us. In the pen story, there are several meaningful lessons. Today we went over four different lessons. The first lesson is both the corrupt. So we learn to respect each other's opinion, we learn to respect each other's choices, and we learn to listen to each other with a compassionate heart. The second lesson is along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. So trust your potential, trust the potential of everyone and everything surround you, and trust the potential of whatever happened to you. And the third lesson is you know, everything is actually coming from the seed inside our mind. So be 100% responsible to whatever happened to us and don't blame anyone because in the end, we are the only one who can plant the seed into our mind. And the last but very important lesson is that you know how to incorporate the lesson into our lives to achieve or manifest our dream life in a very certain way. So first you have to know what you want to do in your dream life by using lesson number two, the emptiness and the potential. But knowing that, you know, it's not enough. You actually have to work toward that. So what do I mean by that? By stop planting, you have to stop planting the seed into your mind using your word, your action, your thoughts with other people. For instance, if you want to have a happiness, then you plant the happiness there using your word, your action, your thoughts with other people, helping other people to be happier. If you want to have prosperity, then use your word, your action, your thoughts, helping other people to be more prosperous. If you want to have if you want to have wisdom, then use your word, your action, your thoughts to other people, helping other people to be wiser. And just like that, whatever that you want, making sure that you use your word, your action, your thoughts to other people, helping them to get that fit. And the lesson that I would like to share with you all today is that so today I actually conduct two different sessions on our core values, and then you know I taught to different groups, and which each of them I learned different things, and I. You know, it's a very important, this is a very powerful example because I truly believe that by me sharing with you, sharing with the lesson, how we know what we do, what we talk about our core value, what does it mean to us as an organization. Then also when we do that, I also learn from them how they think about it, how that really means to them, and how they be able to live with that value into their not just their personal life but also in their professional life as well. So I can have different um I can have just different aspect. I can see different aspect of the same values. So that is something very, very important. You know, you share the wisdom and you get back, and you also get back the wisdom as well. So that's the lesson that I would like to share with you all today. Thank you, Aminu, for coming with me in this 3,000-day journey. If I may share with you the pain story of my lesson is something good, I would like to dedicate that to my Joe's family, to my friends, to my coworkers, to my neighbors, to my clients, or to any living things in this world, any other world with love, wisdom, and gratitude. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye.